Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine's back! Over there's Diamond Dave Damone. This is the Appleton Oak. That's the answer. I'm Mason Quinn. Folks, today we are taking a look at Shogun. This is, of course, Season 1. We're on Episode 6. Ladies of the Willow World. Don't know what to expect, but it's only... we're getting towards the end here, so I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, quite the cliffhanger to end the last episode to see that someone else wants to take over, or at least end of politics. So I'm definitely ready, willing, and able to see what her plan is.
Yeah, real heavy last episode, and it's gonna create for some very interesting situations as we head towards the finale.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing how there is going to be no politics moving forward.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know.
Let's see how that goes. Let's go!
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay.
Well, so we are going to get the backstory, maybe.
Is this about them falling in love, or?
こちらがマリコ殿じゃ。そしてマリコ殿の父上、明智仁斎殿。わしの新たな家臣じゃ。仲良うしておやり。
Okay.
放っているのじゃ。
明智殿。父上のですね。お気持ちはわかるな。今はその時ではね。
There's Hero.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's just like she said in the story. Now we get to see it.
ねえに戻れマリコ。そなたは夢を見ておるのじゃ。
I mean, what else do you say to your to the kid?
Right. Using real blades there.
Yeah, yeah,
Training.
not Nerf blades. What if he really cut someone really bad? Then they lost.
May not be sharpened. It looks
They look pretty sharp.
but yeah.
何故私をと継がせるのかわかりません。そなたが文太郎殿に嫁げば、両家ともに申し分のない縁が結ばれよう。
An alliance.
力及ばぬことは目を閉じて見なければよいではないか。
Not a bad way to look at things.
Yeah, but it just seems like she just always wants more. Mariko. I mean, that's why she studied abroad and learned English. She just wants more to life than this.
常に従順な子であったお前にも大義のために尽くす時が来た。使命は受け継がれるもの。それが全てなのじゃ。
Was that
I
just
like a little
moss
backstory.
on that tree, or was that paint of some kind? Or
What
am I
the
just
paint mean?
Okay, I was wondering if it was just me. I'm not risking myself after thinking a landslide was an army.
He doesn't know what he's seeing anymore. Is that a tree there?
It was James Hetfield
was
going
James
down,
Hetfield.
going
Yeah,
down.
Lars Ulrich, you know, drumming on the
Yeah,
tree.
yeah.
Oh man.
They were checking out the new Guitar Hero.
昨日の地震で安心はわしの命を救うてくれた。こたびで2度目じゃ。安心には神奈川近くに600石の修行を安堵いた。
Oh,
また関東水軍の
Oh,
大砲隊の大将も兼ねてもらうこと。
and in charge.
Made you his chief admiral and general of the cannon regiment.
well, that's not exactly his plan.
No, he was trying to get out of
He was
here.
just trying to get
exit.
out. Thank you, but I pass, sir.
Which ship is mine? I can take command of quick.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
Oh,
I'm really surprised John didn't say right there, like, because he's been making the habit of, I want my ship and men.
Yeah, I think given the situation,
And he's probably just staying in respect mode.
かようなことで石道勢に対峙できようはずもない。
して安心が大砲隊の采配を取るのでございますか。
言葉が平じゃがもはやわしの手は離れてしもうた。何をほざいておるのじゃ。
What are you on about?
いつ負け戦に引っ張り出されるか分かるという時にお前という男は万人一人にいつまでもこだわりよって
He's
Yeah, bigger problems.
got a point.
遺言を書き換える頃合いじゃね。
Well, can't be too prepared.
Changing it up maybe a little bit.
I got a little bit more to give now. Just
She looks so thrilled, John.
Some digital moment of Adveniatrinium.
She speaks Latin too? Oh, that's right. Did we know that? I don't remember.
Sacred et nos. Dimitimus jebitorigo.
just get together, you two. And go to London. Oh wow.
It's one of the first shots I think where we've seen the scope of everything.
Yeah.
拙者はかように思っておりました。マリコの父が謀反を起こした後もマリコはありがたく思ってくれるだろうと。マリコの氷のような素振りは変わりませんが、死を賜りたいとそう繰り返すばかりで、何年経っても氷は溶けませぬ。それはあの男に対しては違うのでございます。
He caught on.
I don't think it was hard to catch.
従うておるだけじゃそなたには欠けた資質じゃな。これより7日の間マリコに近づくことまかりなら
Let yourself for 7 days.
I didn't know divorce would be an option.
That's what I was getting at too. I didn't know that that was even a thing back then.
Yeah.
I mean, could they have just put that in though for this? I don't know.
わしに話があるそうじゃな。
過分な褒美を賜りましたわけをお聞かせ願いたいと申しておられまする。
わしの気前の良さが信じられない。
I've already explained this to him before. I'm unable to serve him in the way he wishes me to. So I wish to leave.
Oh, so there it is.
どんな役目なら良いと申すのじゃ。
He asks what service you would rather be given.
I were to remain in the Japans. I would formally ask, again,
Again.
for the return of my ship.
Again.
As his chief admiral, there are still ways I can disrupt his enemies. I could attack the Portuguese Black Ship at sea, harming trade to the ports controlled by his Catholic rivals on the council.
Interesting.
安仁様は黒船を攻めたいと申しておられまする。それはキリシタンの大老たちの取り仕切る港での貿易に。
He's going for it.
何故わしが友好国を攻めねばな。
Believe me, the Portuguese are neither here for the good of Japan nor Toranaga-sama. They are here to gain in the name of their god.
Why do you cling to this?
何を言い争うておるんだ。
ポルトガル人が火の元にいるのは利益のためだけであると信じておられまする。
もう話すつもりはない。
That is all for now.
Wow.
All right.
So not
got
the
a
one
little
who-
awkward.
He saw it all. Now he's going to have a talk.
Yeah.
大義より己を優先するなど断じてあってはならぬ。
安心が望むものはやらぬことにいたす。代わりにあれの頭が冷えるよう一晩茶屋で遊ばせる膳立てを頼む。友情を買うてやれ。
Not sure that's what John's after.
Yeah.
I'll negotiate.
安心の友もいたせ。
What?
通じ役じゃ。
Wow, what a pause.
入り用じゃろ。
Wow. Basically giving her the green light.
Well, he
Like,
said to join her, but to translate.
Translate. He knows what John wants and he knows what she wants.
Oh, damn, a bird.
はいわしは皆ご家族ともども城内に閉じ込められてござる。トレナガ様が不利になるよう無理強いするつもりか。今よりすぐにさあここでお乗りください。
Ugh, you're pregnant and riding a horse like that.
She can't even get up.
Oh, right in the face.
Refused at the gates. It's even worse than we thought.
What has happened, Eminence? Osaka Castle has been locked down. Ishido claims there is a plot to kill the heir, and his sword.
It's a hell of a collar.
You know what those are
Licking
for.
the sticks.
And sentenced Toranaga to death.
This is her doing.
Lady Ochiba?
You should try that haircut.
To eliminate Toranaga. It has accelerated since her return.
That woman has no such power.
Same.
I would not underestimate.
Oh, that's
Yes.
what he thinks. No such power.
Let us pray that we can bring him to our side when this is done.
I could do that one. The front.
Let's give it a shot, Dave. Tell me how it goes.
瑠璃姫様、お召し替えをすぐにお逃げくださりませ。お父上が都でお命を奪われますでございます。
Oh, okay.
決して戻ってはなりませぬぞ。
Cool, we're getting a nice backstory on her quick. That mask reminded me of Three Ninjas.
Oh, God.
Classic.
我らはあの女人の囚われ人。いやもう末じゃ。
Oh. Someone's listening.
Sees the scheming and the plotting. So I feel like a Japanese version of House of Dragon, you know, with the scheming and plotting and alliances and.
石堂は所詮太閤様お気に入りの小姓止まりの器。小妻は聞いても大勢は。これは100年以上前から我が一族に伝わる品。この世に二つとなきものじゃ。我らにおの子を産んでくれる側室に譲ろうと思っておる。
She looks terrified.
これよりそなたは落ち葉の方と呼ばれる。
That eye shot was pretty cool.
Yeah.
宿命の非常な眼差しを恐れずに見据え、宿命にそなたの生きる様を見せてやるがよい。
So, she's just basically the surrogate mother.
More or less.
I wasn't sure what was going to go down there.
誠見事に演じておられましたぞ。これは恐縮至極に。虎長の挑発をこれ以上許してはならん。御身も大老となり、虎長の死に一票投じてくださらぬか。
There's the fifth.
虎長を殺さずじまいだったことじゃ。
何故かようなまでに虎長を憎むのでござる。
虎長を滅ぼすのじゃ。さすれば我らはそなたの影について語ることになろう。
Answer the question.
Too easy. All right, rebuilding already.
Easy fall, easy put up.
Oh, no. Of course, it was John. I found him.
Tell me something. Oh, wait.
敵方への寝返りを余儀なくされている味方は諸大名がこの件の卑劣さに気づき物申せば別じゃ。それを待っていては
Yeah.
今こそ好天の時にございます。
古典とは何でございまする。
Yeah, that's what it's.
これまでの大老会議を廃し新しい体制を作り上げる。虎長様を一人を大老とする体制をじゃ。
Wow. So like a coup, basically.
Yeah.
大坂に攻め入るなど自らの首を絞めるよ。
殿の父親違いの弟君佐伯信達殿が加勢してくれよ。
それだけでは足りぬかと。その方ならばいかがいたす。5人目の大老は石堂派。虎長様には死罪が宣告されましょう。
ではやはり好天か。
Oh.
時の猶予がある今、あえて危険を冒す愚がありましょうや。
Because it's running out.
先祖代々の意向を取り返し将軍におなりくだされ。父上は戦では負け知らず。
それはわしが戦を先に仕掛けたことがないからじゃ。死なずに済む策を進言せよ。
All right.
We're not doing their version of the Blitzkrieg.
Oh, Crimson Sky.
先約のお客様方にお詫びをいたさねばなりませぬ。それに地震でぼやが出た折、かわいそうに菊は小袖を4枚も水浸しにしてしまいまして。
誰もかも難儀なありさまでござります。
500問目でいかがでしょう。
これは失礼。私の言いようが悪うございました。
うちの子たちは皆一流の芸達者でございまする。頭の方も気立ての方も磨き抜いておりまして、誓って申し上げますが。
It's quite the sell.
Toranaga様は一晩存分に楽しまれたいのでございましょう。
まあこれは失礼を。Toranaga様ではござりませぬ。お菊は安仁様への褒美にござりまする。
Oh.
ということはあなた様もご一緒に。あなた様と安仁様は片時も離れる仲で。
Oh boy, here we go.
That was the Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
300問目でよろしいでしょう。
Oh,
お二方様のお越し。
Well, at least talked them down 200.
we're able to meet in the middle.
Yeah. Wonder what the cultural significance would of setting down the tea.
Yeah, let us know, folks. Missing something with that.
高い友情になれるそうにございます。
Oh no, she has to do it.
Said Lady Kiku.
万人なぞ私は何とも思っておりません。
Well, I get the feeling in this show nothing happens by accident and
No.
everything's done on purpose.
Well,
So
yeah.
the feelings he's having right now were intentional.
Boy.
Yeah.
Everything is done for a reason.
This is a great honor you have received. Lady Kiku is the most coveted courtesan.
Just being unable to understand why Christ's name I'm receiving it. Does Toranaga-sama know? But
There is nothing to know.
Oh.
Well,
Shutting that
yeah,
down.
kick a man while he's down.
Well, they've been
I know.
jabbing.
Yeah.
He says it. She says it.
Uh-huh.
Then they're both like, whatever.
And obviously Toranaga knows.
Gin's tea
Knows
house
something.
is famed for its many wonders, but we must be careful. Our every gesture is being observed.
So how much of this is going to make it on YouTube?
Remember how thin the walls are in a place like this, too.
Well, I like how he's constantly on edge, just looking around.
Oh, yeah.
Checking, like basically looking everywhere.
ひそやかな夜をお楽しみいただけますよ。
No.
この美しき世に安仁様をお迎えできましたこと光栄に存じまする。マリコ様にもかような場所にお運びいただき恐れ入りまする。
Starting to feel a little awkward already.
it does feel like we're being watched.
Do our best to find this as pleasurable as possible.
No, I might have found this pleasurable.
By not making a scene. For both of our sakes.
Oh, when you put it like that.
Well,
Yeah. That was interesting.
Compliment the way she poured your sake. It is considered a rare art. Courtesans like Ikudono study it for years.
You pour very well.
何もかもが違うておるのでございましょうね。
She assumes it is different from where you're from.
Where I come from are prostitutes. And neither this well presented nor as inquisitive.
ご自分の国の方がお気に召すようでござい
he
ます。
seems, he seems to refer.
Another fine pour.
Oh, John, what are you into?
ここは誰の目にも届かぬ場所にございます。明かりもお望み次第で真っ暗闇になりまする。
Dark.
Dark, if somebody wants it dark.
女は女の苦しみを見過ごせぬもの。
She knows that she's into John.
It's like the whole
Yeah.
island. Everybody does.
She wishes to explain to you the meaning of the Willow World.
こちらにおいでになる方は皆様。
Most come here to escape from boredom or pain, hardship or disappointment.
She's not talking to John.
欲しいものをご覧なさいます。
Settle your eyes on what you desire.
No, he is.
I ask you.
今ここで私と一つになってくださいませ。
Yep, that whole thing was for her.
安心様を別の部屋にお連れしとうございます。
She invites you away with her now.
ご一緒に参りませんか。
Okay, I was gonna say, I thought that was kind of the deal. She has to go.
どのお一人でなくてはなりません。
Oh, okay.
I thought she was going to come back with something about it being private or...
This is interesting, though. 'Cause you know it's going to get back to him. Either she's going to be honest with him or Toranaga's going to find out one way or another.
Oh boy. It's not with Toranaga. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Which is not.
Just a bump in the road, guys. Let's stay positive.
Yeah.
It's not like John.
I mean, if I had a
said,
nickel
"Hey."
for every time, I've seen a love story like this. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a bump in the road of their blossoming relationship. And stay positive,
Well,
guys. Stay
I
positive.
think they both wanted to be anywhere but here.
No judgments.
We just went to the next day. Or no, now they're going to someplace private.
John, how was the pillowing? No, I think this is the next day.
Yeah,
This
but
is
I'm
next
wondering why
day.
she would escort him back.
Yeah,
I'm
that's-
sure they'll tell us.
Please tell Lady Kiko I don't have the words to thank her.
またのお越しをとお伝えくださいませ。指折り数えてお待ちしておりまする。
She is honored.
Right.
Oh, you don't want to say every little thing she said?
Oh, tension, guys.
You could have said no.
Cut that tension. Cut that tension with a knife. Oh, yeah. It's not.
Well, I mean, which one of us hasn't been there, right? In this situation? I mean, it happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, if I had a nickel every time.
It's probably happened a lot more than we know, so.
マリコ殿は子供の頃のことをよく覚えておるか。
Well, where do you want me to start?
そなたの父上がマリコが男に生まれておったならと申しておられたが腑に落ちたわ。父上はそなたのために見事な策を練っておられたの。
ならば私の嫁ぎ先も。
Oh.
それもすべて父上の策であったのじゃ。できうる限り父の戦から遠ざけそなたを守ろうとしたのじゃ。いずれ父の戦を娘が受け継ぎ。
Oh, nice.
Well, things just got a little more interesting here.
Wow. Talk about a plot twist.
父上を裏切ってしまいました。
いや、そなたの戦はまだ終わってはおらぬ。
Two childhood friends just gonna meet in the end. That's what it's gonna be.
忠実なお方じゃご一度氷結を。
It's almost like none of this even matters anymore. It's just those two on a collision course.
伊藤殿に参上いたす。
いかがかな杉山殿。
申し訳ないが、氷結はできん。
Oh. The one.
お企みがあるという確かな証はござらぬ。人質が一人残らず解放されるまで、それがしは氷を。
火の元に誠の忠義を尽くす我らを愚弄するとは。
Are we gonna see?
火の元に忠義を尽くしておるのはそれがし一人よ。
Gotta admit, didn't see that coming.
拙者が杉山弾劾を申し立てまするゆえ、その後に次の手を打ちましょうぞ。
すまぬが聞かせてもらいたい。
Plotting.
その後とはいつじゃ。
When is it then?
願いまする。
It's just once a guy says no, oh, we have to impeach him then.
何故私がかような思いを虎長に抱くのかと、これまでの長い年月、私はずっと見て参ったのじゃ。計りごとを、我が父を手にかけたのは明智人妻かもしれぬ。裏で糸を引いておったのは虎長じゃ。私には見える。
有識申し立てにございまする。
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
太閤様の男の子を産むため、私が何をせねばならなく、大王院様は私が身ごもるよう、苦き薬草で酔わせ、口にできぬようなことを強いた。お世継ぎの母になれた私一人、何故か、その方にはわかるか？
Not really his son.
That's all I can figure.
Yeah, whose is it?
That one. When she's saying that, everybody else who tried him.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this is gonna be like a hell of a cliffhanger, isn't it?
Oh boy.
どこまで行っても完了よ。
Oh, this is how he's gonna be impeached.
Yeah.
杉山殿が亡くなられた。
Cut off some fingers there, eh?
His hand, his hand.
Killed by bandits.
太閤様のお世継ぎにあだなす恐れあらば必ずやお世継ぎをお守りいたす。好天じゃ。
Oh, going for it.
Mr. Mayhem, I like how they changed that around here.
火星を求める使いを送り、その後大坂に攻め上って敵を一掃いたす。時は来た。
Oh, John gets those cannons going.
Those cannons would be huge.
This is not gonna go well.
No. Now that's not sand and land this time. That was soldiers.
Yeah.
Dude,
wow.
There's gonna be a lot of bloodshed.
Crimson Sky.
A lot of bloodshed.
It is.
It's not gonna end well. It's not gonna end well at all.
Nope.
So, look, I don't want to say that I had an inkling, but it did seem interesting the way, thank you, Answer, the way that they were building up our two leading ladies in this show to where it all comes down to them. We got a little bit of the childhood there that they had. I'm guessing we're going to get more of that as the episodes go on, because this was just filled with so much information for the viewer to fill us in on what was going on, what actually happened, how did they become who they are. We got a little bit of a glimpse into Mariko's backstory, but not a lot. She just kind of said what happened. Here we're starting to see where things went. So, you know, to me, I don't know if it'll make the cut or not, but I don't want to say that everything that the regents are doing and the council and that it's insignificant, but it's going to come down to those two coming to a head, I think. I think that's where it's going to be. I think Mariko's advice is going to be asked and be used in the battle and the scheming and the plans and what to do, because she is going to know the enemy better than anybody else, having been childhood friends. Now, we don't know how long they were together for, but I think that those two are going to eventually be very critical in the final episodes here. So we'll have to see where it goes. All that withstanding, John is now head of the cannon regiment, among other things. And, you know, he said in the beginning that his ships could, you know, knock out a castle, or they could go in and just fight with different tactics. And we saw in the previous episodes just how devastating the cannons were. So that makes things really interesting. Now, they keep trying to give John rewards and reasons to stay. In his heart, he doesn't want to, but in his heart, he also wants to take Mariko with him back to England. Now, does she want to go? Well, it seems like she wants a new start. That whole conversation that they had in the tea castle, or whatever they call that, I forget it, with Kiko, and she was in there telling that whole story. To me, she wasn't telling that to John. She was telling that to Mariko to try to entice her a little bit. And like, look, she was saying, I know what you want, I know what you're after. This can give you the opportunity to go after that. So I found that real interesting in that the way that John is kind of used in this series as sometimes a go-between to who they really want to get to. So it's just outstanding. And I can't wait to see how these two start to come to a head.
Yeah, we ended with Crimson Sky. We saw that basically the heir's mother was basically just a surrogate. So like, and so that's why too, like, she's saying that fate called to her, but it's like she said that how many other women could not conceive or have the heirs or have the heir. And
do you think she meant that literally, or do you think she was saying like she was the chosen one who was picked to do it out of everyone?
She can. I think that's what she's leaning towards, is that yeah, she was the chosen one, but you know, with us, we could always think, well, she could also been plotting on the outside, having someone else be able to get her impregnated, because like she said, nobody else was able to get pregnant. So that's just where my mind went. And then yeah, exactly, and then you had also the marriage of Mariko was all for, you know, alliance, and as they called it, a worthless alliance. But then we found the twist at the end where Toranaga was like, no, I wanted you to be able to survive long enough so that way you could wage your war. And so that was awesome as well to see. And but I did like to where he's like, I thought you'd have figured it out 3 years ago. It's like, yeah, but when she had been dragged down that path, it's probably, you know, it was long gone, because she showed that she has asked to fight again and again and again. And obviously, Buntaro keeps saying no to that. And then John going to the old brothel, quite interesting. And just there was some of our comedy in this episode, especially when when Mariko was like, he prefers his brothels and back in his homeland. They're a little bit different. So, but this was a really good, informative episode, and I'm saying it again, ready, willing, and able for some Crimson Sky.
Yeah, I mean, I think we need Mori on here. You are not the father. I mean, I think that's what was implied, right?
See, I'm not sure that are they saying he went out and tried a bunch of other women and they couldn't do it, or she was chosen because she felt she was the only one who could do it?
Or
that's where I'm confused.
Yeah, are you thinking she was chosen out of the women, or that was the only one he slept with, versus
that
she did
was the only one who could do it?
Hundreds of women.
Yeah,
right. Out of hundreds of women, but it's like he went and you out of the hundreds of women is what I'm saying.
So that's what we're trying to figure out, what exactly he was
sample
applying.
all the flavors, so to speak. Yeah, that's what I'm confused about.
So Baskin Robbins? Maury, I think he was just going from
failed
a bunch of times, and she was the one who gave him the kid. It's like, well, if you know that your
common denominator?
If you know your appointment is at a certain time, and you happen to line up a few other appointments with other dudes before you got your appointment with him, maybe you could work things out to where you had the baby.
That's none of my business.
I mean, this is a plot that we've seen in other films, right? Like you kind of need to be pregnant, but whose baby is that really? You know, I brought up House of the Dragon. If you haven't seen it, spoiler. But we saw, of course, not the exact same plot, but we saw similar-ish plots where, hey, we need to have an heir here. We need to have an heir. All right, we'll have an heir, but it
looks nothing like
ain't gonna look much like who the real dad is supposed to be. So that's what I'm wondering here. A lot of like the schemes and the twists and the turns are crazy, right? Like Toranaga, this is what I've been planning. You have to go back and. We had our guy and his crew taken out by bandits, which ironically earlier in the season, there were some people taken out by bandits that benefited our guy, those
bandits.
Yeah, so a lot of bandits. Answer was right. There was a little bit of levity in that whole scene at the brothel. I mean, what an awkward situation to be in. Obviously, John is in love with Mariko, right? Like that's clear as day that he's in love with Mariko, and she's supposed to be the interpreter while he's, handling things with somebody. I mean,
But did he?
Well, we don't really know. They didn't. We didn't.
Quite the cut scene.
Yeah, they did. They did a pretty solid next morning cutscene. We didn't get any furious jumping or billowing
because Kiko said there's more to what they do than just the act. You know, when she was going through that whole spiel, it's like it's a place of enlightenment and all this other stuff. Doesn't necessarily mean
that speech. No, I know what you were just saying. Like, you know, it was more to Mariko. But it could have been, you know, kind of. Open for interpretation.
It was, I think this was an interesting episode. But I mean, you know, every episode brings us further towards war, and it feels like further away from any sort of, you know, political, you know, peaceful resolution to the dilemma that they're having as far as the power void. And now we're getting Crimson Sky, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I thought this episode was pretty crazy too. We're building up to that war, and I wasn't expecting the two ladies to be until this episode, obviously, to be on that collision course. So it'll be interesting when that time comes when they're face to face. Will it be like the classic? You're my friend, but I'm not after you. I'm after him. Or will they have to fight because of the way the times are? It's you're on this side, you're on that side. It does not matter. We have to do this kind of thing. So really looking forward to seeing how that goes. They really backed off John in this one, I thought, compared to some of the previous episodes. In which, you know, it's great that they keep him as the, you know, they give him the drama parts, but then they're giving him the comedy spots too for some levity. And it's great, right? Because it fits. He's basically the outcast who, you know, doesn't know the language. So what he says is going to be hilarious in these situations, regardless. Oh, that's another great pour, you know, stuff like that. So
it's another great pour. Yeah,
it's great. And then you know, Toranaga finally got pushed after. I was actually surprised that I thought what we were getting was a unanimous 5 votes, because that's kind of how it was, at least in my eyes, kind of being presented. How, all right, we got our 5th guy, let's go to the table and vote it. And right away, like, it wasn't even, I love how they didn't even like dramatize it to where it was the last vote and it's no, it was the 3rd vote. No,
I'm sorry,
and can't do it. And then of course we saw what happened there, which, you know, motivated Toranaga's final Crimson Sky vote. So love the Mr. Mayhem. That's how I'm taking it. It's FX, right? So FX had sons. You know, if you know, you know. Again with Toranaga and what's her damn name? The one that Mariko's going to be Mariko's friend in here. Who she's
Fuji.
Yeah, is that her name? Either way, she the head. No, not her.
Then it's scroll up. It's lady. It's the first one.
Yeah,
it's the name.
Ochiba.
Yeah, Lady Ochiba. That's in the description of the episode. If you scroll up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Lady Ochiba.
There we go, Lady Ochiba. Her. No, I lost my train of thought. I'm gonna get back here, folks. So with her going after Toranaga, you know, they showed us that flashback, right, where he was just standing there. Was to me right now, and maybe it kind of went over my head. So feel free to hammer me if I get this wrong, but I don't feel like it was really him that did it, right? Because at the end there, he said we got to go stand up for him. So I'm kind of cross-wired right now. Maybe I have to go back and watch some stuff, but I feel like Toranaga isn't really at blame, but she saw what she saw, which made her think he's the primary guy to go after. So maybe it's really not, because like I said at the end there, he said we got to defend.
Yep.
Right? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe I'm really off there again. Hammer me if I'm like way off base because something went over my head.
Yeah, I mean, with this show, it's just it's done in such a way that if you just take everything at face value, I think you'll be surprised. And I think it goes back to Mariko's husband surviving. When I was like, I don't know, guys, didn't see it. I don't know for sure. And that's where I'm getting all my skepticism of this episode. And maybe, you know, some of you folks who've seen the whole season find it annoying the way that I'm questioning everything. But I'm like, did John really do, you know, what he was assuming brought to the brothel to do? Or did they just like talk or whatever? I mean, who knows? We didn't see it, right? Was the story actually for Mariko to hear about what Kiko was saying when she was there? I have so many questions because, as we saw with Mariko's husband surviving, and unless you absolutely see somebody getting their head removed, you don't necessarily know. So that's why I'm just questioning everything on here, and I don't know if we're supposed to or not, but I am.
And I know I said in there, and I don't know if it'll make the cut or not, but just the fact that if someone votes no, what is it? Oh, well, we're working on impeaching him. Oh, so he goes against so we're gonna impeach him so we can get someone else in there to agree with us. Yep. It's just interesting how they're even doing it. So then instead they just take him out. So now what? So we already have Jeff over there is ready to step right in and assume his position. Oh, he votes with us already.
Yeah, again, if they don't wrap it up quick, the guy who's got the leprosy, how long is he going to last? They're going to have to get another actor.
Well, they got another person for him. So this has been another banger of an episode. This show is so much fun to watch, especially with you guys and these guys. So for Diamond Dave, Appleton Oak, that's Mason Quinn. I'm, of course, the answer. We'll catch you on the next one, pals.